we start off from my GitHub page, Adrian Scott, and notice we have a couple of different repos here that we're going to use. One is FreepoPrompt and the other is O1 XML parser. So let's go into FreepoPrompt, and we can see that the instructions are pretty simple to get started. Git clone, cd, a tk install, and then the standard pip install requirements. And then this is a Streamlit app. So we do Streamlit run main.py to get started. And this is a fork of a project started by Justin Leeds. Okay, and so we are going to, when it starts, it looks like this. And you'll see we've got instructions. The first thing we do is we're going to select the repository. So you can have or create a directory there and choose it in your file system. And then it'll start prepping things there. And you'll see the instructions for more details. You'll see here we have rules. So we can create rules like an instructions.txt and our global rules and such, and just paste those in there. Or we can also actually just drag and drop those files over here. So that's handy as well. And if we want to exclude some directories or file name extensions, we've got that here. And then the main joy and action occurs on the right side here. If we want to preview the file tree, we can do that. And then finally generate the prompt. And you can see here I've got the FreepoPrompt directory set up as the repo because I have actually iterated this using, once I got it to a usable point, I of course used the tool to improve the tool. And here's the whole joyful component. And we start off, at the top, it'll include any rules files and then the file tree and then the whole repository. We've got a copy to clipboard here that we'll use, and we can see how many tokens we're using currently. So for O1 Pro, we have a limit of 128K tokens there. And the cool thing is with the new Gemini Flash Experimental, that limit is 1 million tokens. So I am now we're working on some bigger repositories and experimenting with Gemini Flash on that. What else is going on here? So actually, let us do a little test. So we'll do it with O1 Pro. Select O1 Pro to make sure that we get that benefit. And I'll actually start out with just asking it to create a plan.md. And so I don't know if this will work or not, but I had an idea of just a little Space Invaders game with ASCII art that'll work inside a browser. So please create an ASCII art Space Invaders style game that'll run locally, just run within a browser window. Okay, so let's see. Oh, you know what? So let me edit that. So I actually want to, okay. So please create a plan.md file in a code block with a plan on creating a ASCII. Okay, here we go. Now, while that's running, I'll go over here to the other repo, which is the O1 XML parser. And you can see I've forked this from McKay Wrigley's one and McKay, please put a MIT license or something on yours. That would be nice. And so I've done a few little changes here and improvements and added some nice little links and UI details. And one thing I've also done here is I've iterated a little on the O1 format prompt. He has as well recently. So I've kind of combined some of his stuff and some things I discovered. So one thing I also did was I actually put an actual formal XML schema here at the end. And one thing I did discover, since I was using FreepoPrompt to iterate on on itself, we really need to make sure to escape the CD data stuff, because I have, obviously that's inside the free repo file. So anyway, that's a little detail you might notice there. So great. Let me just copy this, and so you see I'll put it into, actually, can we just use let's see. So yeah, we can use the code block. Copy, we'll do that. And then we'll go to FreepoPrompt and we will pop it into a rule. So create new rule. And this code is totally not optimized, so some of it is slow and suboptimal. So just beware of that. So we'll call this instructions.text. And save rule. Okay, so it's there. And we can go in and edit this if we want to by clicking the edit button at the bottom. We can delete it, whatever. And now if we do the generate prompt, it's in there with it. Okay, so let's see. Okay. So here, we can see that we got something back, but it also did not stay in the code block. So remember, we can iterate and talk to ChatGPT. We don't have to use FreepoPrompt for everything. So please repeat, but keep it inside the code block this time. Okay. Now you see I've got Gemini in here as well and DeepSeek. So we actually could run these on these other guys as well while we're waiting for fun. Okay, now let's see. Okay. And this is probably not the latest one that Jeff Dean popped out the link to last night. So anyway, we could do that to get even better. And here I'm in the DeepSeek chat, and make sure to put the DeepThink button on there so that you're getting that. Okay. There we go. Okay. So let's see if we've got this again from. It's still working on it. I bet Gemini's done already. So Gemini is done. And it kept it in the block. Nice. And here is DeepSeek. And it's kept it in the block. Probably a little bit less detail. And O1 Pro mode is still cranking, so wait a moment for it. And so I've got Windsurf here, and I've created just an empty repo. So let's prep it with the plan.md. So one thing we do notice, we do have a bit more detail here from O1 Pro in its first run around through this than we had with DeepSeek or Gemini. But that did help it kind of spring outside the code block. Okay, so that was... Okay, so here we go, and it kind of barfed again. Okay. So let's see, should we take one from Gemini? Or DeepSeek. You know what? Gemini is looking pretty good. Gemini Advanced here, so let's see. And that's funny, it does not. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we'll pop this into plan.mdm with serve and save that. And now we will go to FreepoPrompt. And we are going to go to settings and change the repository to, okay, test Freepo. Okay. So we've updated the directory. We can do generate file tree, and we can see there's almost nothing there. Now let's tell it what we want to do here. Okay. So maybe we'll just call this guy prompt.text. I would usually call it instructions.text in the other one, O1 format. Okay. Please implement the plan in plan.md to create a JavaScript based ASCII art space invaders game. And we notice here with our file tree, it doesn't include the rules files. But when we generate the prompt, as of this is almost nothing, right? It's just 3,000 tokens. We can see here we've got our file tree at the top, and then we've got our 2 rules files, and then our plan.md. Okay. And so now we will just copy this guy. And then we will see what O1 Pro can do for us. And let's run it on Gemini too. And on DeepSeek. And the cool thing with DeepSeek here is we see it thinking while it's working on it. So it's doing that, and then O1 is just, oh, crafting minimal game files. It's talking to us a little bit. And Gemini is just doing its thing. Okay, so DeepSeek is cranking out its answer. Gemini still working. And DeepSeek looks like it's done. Okay. Okay, so here is the XML back from DeepSeek. So we can see it, you know, it looks like it did create it with the XML format. There's not a lot of code there, but we can try that out. ChatGPT O1 Pro is still working, and so okay. It looks like Gemini Advanced is still iterating. It's still working, but it does have some code put together there. So how about we crafting a game strategy? So for fun, let us take the DeepSeek, and this is when we go to the O1 XML parser. And so we paste the XML in here. And then we need to do and I hope I have that correct. Okay, so now we will try hitting the apply button and we'll see if it can parse this input, and what it'll do is we'll update the files locally. And if you take a look at the commits and changes I did, I added a little more security checking on this than was in the original version from McKay. So changes applied successfully. Fantastic. So let's see what's going on in Windsurf. Boom. Okay, so we see we've got style, we've got index, and game.js. And so actually it feels like it's more code than I expected there. So that is actually looking pretty nice. So let's see if we can load this. Wow, this is pretty cool. Ah! Oh, amazing. Oh, this is really good. This is really nice. Okay. Amazing. That's great. Okay, very nice. So I imagine ChatGPT is done now. It's done. Let's see. How is Gemini doing? What happened to it here? So, you know what? Let's do this. Let us copy these guys. So we'll make a new directory. So DeepSeek version. And we'll copy these guys there. Okay. So, you know what? I think this does let us copy. I think this is not going to work, but let's see if it does. So we're going to take the Gemini Advanced and we're going to pop it in. And you'll see this. Yeah, it's not going to work because something happened there. It stopped. It stopped. What did it? Okay, maybe it froze. That's bizarre. It's still working, I guess. Okay. So let's not try that. So we will try the O1 Pro version now. All right, let's go. Okay, changes applied successfully. Fantastic. And so now we have okay, so I think it created. Oh, look. Oh, okay. It's not quite as long. Even longer. Okay. So that looks good. And this looks good. So, okay. So let's see. Okay, so we will try this one. And so anyway, you see somehow we ended up in an extra directory down. So whoa. Okay, game over. Wow. How do I start it again? Okay. I can reload the page. Whoa. Oh. Okay, so obviously the timing is really off here. Um, so I think we have a winner. So it looks like our winner on this challenge, which is not, a huge challenge, but our winner is DeepSeek. So first place is DeepSeek, second place is O1 Pro, and again, this is with my very basic prompting. And number one, DeepSeek, number two, ChatGPT O1 Pro, and very much in last place on this iteration is Gemini Advanced 2.0 Experimental Advanced. And the biggest winner is all of us because now we have these tools, so we can do this with much more complicated projects and do this one shot, and you can see we can we can run it simultaneously in the three different models and see what happens in each of them. So let them do the work for us. So I hope you enjoy this. There's a few links here. You want to, when you're running FreepoPrompt, you can share it on X. Follow me, Adrian Does A.I. I should add a link to my homepage where you can join my community with my email list. We also have a Discord in the works, and definitely welcome any stars on the projects on the GitHub as well. So let me know how this worked for you, any challenges you have. I'll be doing another little video with some tips on windsurf and lessons I have learned there, which is it's a pretty nice one. And yeah, DMs are open, so let me know what you're up to, what's fun for you, and look forward to being in